So, last Saturday, my uncle decided to host one of his legendary barbecues. You know, the kind where the entire neighborhood comes over, eats too much, and somehow ends up in a game of charades that lasts until midnight. Everything was all set, the chairs were lined up, the cooler was stocked, and the playlist had been carefully curated to include both the Eagles and Drake, because why not? Just as he was about to fire up the grill, disaster struck. The grill wouldn't light. No amount of clicking, cursing, or lighter fluid would get it going. It was like the grill had decided it was on a strict metal-only diet. In a moment of desperation, my uncle remembered his old college buddy, Gary, who now worked in a circus. "Gary's got a guy for everything," he muttered to himself, thumbing through his phone. Within the hour, Gary was at the door, and he wasn't alone. He brought with him a clown named Flambeau, who, by trade, was a fire breather. Now, Flambeau was a sight to behold, multicolored wig, red nose, but what really stood out was the constant sneezing that interrupted his every move. The man seemed to be allergic to everything, including, ironically, smoke. Things took a turn for the bizarre when Flambeau attempted to light the grill. Each sneeze sent a jet of fire in the wrong direction, setting ablaze not the charcoal, but rather a nearby bush, a plastic lawn flamingo, and, almost, a neighbor's cat. Yet, despite the chaos, Flambeau remained impressively professional, juggling torches between sneezes and apologizing profusely in what sounded like a honking symphony of achooes. People were either too amused or too terrified to interrupt this unplanned spectacle, but one thing was clear, the neighborhood had never seen a barbecue quite like this. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of fiery sneezes and a few near-miss singed eyebrows, Flambeau managed to light the grill. My uncle, relieved and slightly singed himself, turned to Gary and said, "Well, I guess this is what you call a sneeze BQ." The crowd erupted in laughter, and just like that, the unexpected chaos of the day was forgiven, turning a potential disaster into the most talked-about event of the summer.